Every single time. We're getting ready here, going to picks and bans for game number 2. Team Rival up 1-0 over Soar Gaming, looking to secure the first seed going into Smite Masters coming out of the Gauntlet.
I'm waiting to see the first pick out Wash.
Okay. All right, Taco. Really? We're going to troll already?
There's nothing troll about it in case you didn't notice the damage that came out of Deathwalker on that Opwash. That's a very legitimate pick for him.
I mean, Bologna, 5-0. Opwash, 0-1.
It just, sometimes you just have an off game. That was the warm-up game.
Oh, yeah?
This is the real deal. Sometimes you got to get the warm-up in.
I talked to Deathwalker after that set, and he was like, man, it was down to 4 seconds before I had to pick, and they were like, all right, man, you decide. You want Opwash? And he was like, I was shaking. I didn't know what to do. Pick the Opwash. It didn't work out at the end, I suppose, because they lost, but he did a lot of damage and did actually very, very well on the mage. Susano first banned by Soar, no surprise there. I think they just got a taste of what Europe is able to do with this god.
So I enjoy the Susano first ban. Why? That means they're not even looking for themselves. They just don't want him on it, and so I accept that because they might be looking for the raw.
Very well could be, but the raw first pick does have a couple counter picks you have to worry about in terms of disposition and anti-heal. Odin being one of the main ones that comes to mind. Soar, they're going to ban away Scotty themselves, despite Vetium having some success on the Hunter last time. Now, Rival waiting to put in their last ban. They banned Fafnir, and it is going to be the Raw. So still not scared of that Cabrakan. Chang'e also went unpicked and unbanned in game 1 right here. So Soar has a couple options.
Chang'e is certainly one of those gods that it really comes down to how much either side's jungler or mid laner would prefer to play it. If anything, I would probably expect it more from Wlfy than what I would iceicebaby or on the opposite side. I don't really see Andinster or Homiefe really looking for that Chang'e option, but Rival, I think, getting 2 picks that they have probably wanted this entire weekend, the Khepri and the Serqet, and that is a scary combination.
Serqet has been banned away from iceicebaby consistently throughout this weekend. He finally gets his hands on it again. Gonna try and make it happen. Terra, the first pick for Soar, was not picked or banned in game 1. This time they decided to take it away first. You can see fineokay on your screen right there. If this Terra is for him, he's got to know that he's going to see quite a bit of that Serqet in his lane.
And we've seen it time and time again. Whenever the Terra comes out, Nike is typically paired with it just because of how much these NA teams have been favoring the mobility factor that comes into play with both of those gods on the battlefield. You've got the ultimate from Terra that just makes you zoom, and when you combine that with the Nike passive, I mean, you're fast as hell, boy.
Cabrakan locked in here, and Scylla Andinster wants to run back along with Homiefe. A little bit surprised we didn't see Thanatos here, Chapo. That's the one I was looking at. Once Khepri's locked in, you're thinking of the executes, and Homie's had a pretty solid Thanatos throughout.
It's been pretty solid, but the one thing that I think Serqet's really good versus Thanatos in my opinion. I think it's almost a counter matchup just because as soon as you don't really need to, you could use your 2-1 combo, but as soon as you ult, I mean, all his healing that he, would be getting with this one and the kills and the executes, he's not going to be getting.
Well, Rival, they're going to block in Rom once more for vote in the dual lane, and after his last performance, can't say I blame them. Wlfy banned away once more by Team Rival, not trying to let Vetium get a hold of that Hunter that's seen a little bit of a resurgence here at LAN. Emilito basically single-handedly winning a game with 1 ricochet earlier on today up against Team Rival. Don't want to see that. Finally, Bologna gets banned from Deathwalker.
Please,
all the stars have aligned. I'm just saying, I'm not calling it now, but if we're going to see an Alpwash, this might be the time to shine.
Stop. Cabrakan is in the jungle. Opwash is not getting played today. I don't think. Deathwalker, sending some signals over there to the opposite side. I love his personality, man. You got to. He's always up there having fun. Wlfy and Cupid banning away Vetium for Rival. On the other side, they're targeting out that man, Deathwalker, with those 2 bans. But that leaves Osiris open in an instant selection for Team Rival.
And I'm sure that he's going to love having a god that's pretty similar to both Erlang Shen and Bologna. You still have a lot of the AA-based factor coming into play, and he still gets to press W at you, and that seems to be Deathwalker's favorite thing in the world this weekend.
And my favorite thing about it, it's not Opwash. 2 more picks here for Soar. Cupid was banned away. Chapo, you said you really wanted them to ban it, so now that it is banned, where would you go if you're Vetium?
Something that doesn't die to Serqet. Something with a little bit, at least a little bit of mobility. Oh, hello, team. Yo, is the mic working?
No. You were muted.
That's a caster's
Don't worry.
curse.
Yeah, you were muted. Don't worry.
I was
Artemis,
muted.
exactly what Chapo said. If you couldn't hear his muted mic, the immobile hunter there for Soar. Vetium seems to really like playing this Artemis, but he played it earlier on and it did not work out too well. Batz, the jungler there for Homiefe, so it is going to be Cabrakan in that solo lane most likely with Terra support, though those two Guardians could be flopped. Thoth, the last pick there for Wlfy, and he had a phenomenal set on this god last time around. All right, Chapo, I'll give you a chance. You already got the Artemis pick on lock. You knew that was coming.
Yeah.
Does Rival secure their first lane victory?
No.
No, you got Soar?
I think Soar.
All right, Taco?
If Homiefe is on point with the Batz ultimates, it goes the way of Soar, but if he misses and the Khepri revives come out, it's Rival's game.
We'll have to wait and see. Is Rival going to end it all right here, or will we go into a game 3? Tom and Toli, they're going to find you out.
It's my feeling on that one, Aggro. Listen, man, Wlfy's on the Thoth, iceicebaby's on the Serqet, Votes on the Ram. This is a scary, scary lineup if you're looking across the way. The only thing I can say is that Khepri for Kalis isn't exactly something that I'm used to seeing.
No, not necessarily, but he has it in his arsenal. They wouldn't be this good if they didn't have at least Khepri in their support role arsenal. Serqet going to be able to dive that back line at any stage of the game once Khepri hitting that level 5 revive bubble. Soar Gaming having that sustain option with a monolith from Terra, but it's going to be healing over time. Serqet's going to be able to negate that one, and not only Serqet, but also the Osiris.
Very, very interesting. Team Rival 1 win away from taking their first land. Let's get right to it. They're taking on Soar Gaming. And like I said, Toli, I think a lot of people have focused on a lot of different people here. Me personally, iceicebaby has been my go-to guy. And you're putting him on a Serqet. He's looking to run this game. He's looking to control this one. He's looking to be the big hand carry. And I'm expecting it to happen.
Well, not surprised he goes for another aggressive jungler here, considering that Soar Gaming banned away the Susanoo. This is another option for them. And Rival playing very carefully here, trying to spot out where exactly Soar are positioning themselves. But it doesn't seem that there's any invades necessarily. The dual lane, though, of Rival playing very aggressively under that tier 1 tower, probably going to start rotating for these buffs.
And I do like the fact that Deathwalker is going to be on this Osiris. But more importantly, I like the fact that fineokay is going to be on the Cabrakan. I think that's a much better pick for this guy to be on. I think that he can leverage this character a little bit better than he did, or at least try to do, with the Robin.
And I like the idea that Rival have here. They're going to allow Deathwalker to get not necessarily the better end of things with his blue and speed buff still available, but trying to shut down the late game carry potential out of Vetium playing this Artemis. Now, by being in the dual lane alone here, Artemis doesn't have too much protection, especially considering not level 5 yet for the CC immunity, but having the solo farm for the experience will elevate and accelerate her levels. However, you're losing your purple and your red buff.
And that one's going to be the entirety of Soar's left side jungle. Wlfy has a good look on Andinster, and as the left lane comes through, nice abduct, and where'd he go? Vote picks up the first blood, nice and easy. Hot rotation by the Hunter, and that's the first one for Team Rival.
Everyone from Rival in the right place at the right time, right after getting that red buff, immediately taking advantage of the mid laner Andinster, getting off to a good start earlier on today, but not so much so far in this set against Rival.
Right place, right time usually implies sort of chance. That was right place, right design. That rotation absolutely was pre-planned. You saw what happened. Team Rival came through, took out the enemy jungle, and then they're communicating with their teammates, obviously, and said, hey, look, Andy came through the dangerous way. We can collapse, pincer him. Absolutely. Kala says, yes, please, grabs the character, and that'd be that.
The beneficiary is going to be Vote with that credited first blood. Deathwalker slowed a little bit off of Homiefe's jump stun into place for fineokay, wanting to dive that just for a split second, but it didn't seem that Homiefe had the cooldowns necessary, especially without the Fear No Evil, making it that much harder.
Yeah, big damage coming off of that slow right away. Oracles on the left side of the map as we look at that one going the way of Team Rival. Vetium on this Artemis. Now, Soar lost the game pretty much just by the Artemis pick alone once upon a time earlier in the week. Here, I think it's a much different story. Vetium has a little bit better control here, not being completely stepped on, although he is a level down from Vote.
Especially considering that Vote got that first blood, also received the purple-red buff. fineokay getting bullied away. Doesn't seem that iceicebaby wants to commit, just now hitting level 5. And like you were mentioning before with Vetium playing the Artemis, a lot of late game potential, but not if Vote is going to get to the late game himself a little bit faster on the ROM.
Well, Jigz going to be grabbed by Kalas this time around, and Wlfy able to deal a little bit of damage, but with Homiefe having Fear No Weevil available, got to be careful. Kalas with the early ultimate on himself, perhaps a little bit too early, as the Fear No Weevil is dropped after the fact, and Kalas still able to get away. Andy very low, waiting in the ambush, jumps on top, beautiful patience, and it pays off. iceicebaby, so damn hot.
So much confidence out of the hot jungler from Rival that he didn't even commit into using the ultimate. Like we saw before, Wlfy and Kalas both prematurely using their ultimate, but look at this Jigz with the
Big
double
money,
poison.
big money. Oh my goodness, the ultimate coming out of the jungler. Help from the assistance of the hunter on the left-hand side. No kills, but iceicebaby had the hot play. I thought we were going to see something special.
I'm fine with that, F-Dot, because of the timing of the respawn for the speed buff. Despite not finding the kill, they get half the kill, which forces them to go to the fountain, conceding about 20 seconds worth of farming.
And that's the entirety of the right side of the jungle. So Team Rival able to exert dual lane pressure and snatch the left side of the jungle for round 1. Round 2 comes around and they exert mid lane pressure to snatch the right side of the jungle for round 2. Those buffs alive right now on the left side, really eager to see if Team Rival are going to be aggressive.
Same exact pacing compared to the first game. Rival with about a 2,000 gold lead at the almost 5-minute mark. This is the point in time that Rival was getting themselves the Gold Fury. This could be another option here, considering they have the Thoth burst damage.
And when it comes to the Thoth, Wlfy going to be doing the same thing he was doing on the Ra, just looking for this long-range, big snipes. That's what both of those gods do, and that's what Wlfy does well.
fineokay left alone to farm as the rest of Rival getting their own buffs, able to strip away the speed and the blue from Soar earlier on, which is why we see this kind of a deficit between the two teams, between North America and Europe.
And either way, it's going to be a little bit of a lead here, 2,300, 2,400 wave to wave. At just about 5 minutes in here as Team Rival lead, not just by the first blood, but by a follow-up kill as well.
Hefty amount of experience differential, not to mention the two supports here. Level 5 for Jigz on the Terra, 7 on the form of Kalas. And as the Khepri gets these levels, that Rising Dawn is going to be doing increasing damage as well as mitigating even more of your opponent's damage.
And that's really the key that I'm looking at, is the mitigation coming out from the support. Nice jump away by Homiefe, forced into the ultimate. He wants to turn around, but everywhere he looks, there's a Team Rival member. Jigz finds a stun onto Kalas, but it's no big deal.
Just because of the positioning that Rival had right behind the Gold Fury, 2 defensive ultimates were deployed by Soar just to ensure the safety out of their jungler, Homiefe, surviving just barely. If that ultimate from iceicebaby connected, would have been a lot of damage over time, but then maybe Kalas would have continued to chase that into the duel lane.
Maybe. But either way, something that's certainly happening is the solo kill by Deathwalker on the right side of the map. fineokay, absolutely not fine. Deathwalker continuing what he's been doing all weekend and just being better than anyone he walks up against.
What just happened? You just solo killed a Cabrakan, a god that's almost impossible to kill, let alone by yourself. Now, granted, it is a level 7 Cabrakan, but the starter item there with the mark of the Vanguard, the Osiris, though, sitting at level 9.
That's the key right there. You know, I was just talking to Lobster out there in the arena, and we were talking about Deathwalker, and he goes, look, man, I don't know. Every game, he's 2 levels up against his solo laner. And look, one more time, he's 2 levels up. Oh, Jigz, that's a combat Carl. He goes down. iceicebaby picks him up one more time. 2 zip and 1. No deaths, but 2 kills for the jungler.
No root on the mark from Andinster. Increased the maxed range. And without an ultimate from Homiefe, makes it very difficult to find a retaliation kill. Enough timing for Rival to steal away the speed, but fineokay getting stunned out. Serqet's taunts as well, slowed indefinitely. fineokay getting abducted and into the graveyard.
He just spawned after Deathwalker killed him. And then Deathwalker killed him again.
And that's the worst time to die, right after you respawn, because not only do you not farm for your first death, but now you go back just to die again, delaying any sort of potential to cut this experience difference between fineokay and Deathwalker.
I keep saying it, but this is a completely different team than what we've seen in the past. I want to know, did they change their diet? Did they get a new car? What's different? They're just out of control. Jigz, he just, again, walks into college. This time, Homiefe is able to help out, so the support gets out that time. But still, even without the kill, Team Rival sit up 5-0. iceicebaby could go down here. Andy looking for the ultimate, but he jumps away.
A lot of mobility with that Terra's Blessing. Callus gonna eat the Ama monster, still very safe, and with the ultimate from Khepri, still in the mix.
Deathwalker still here. That's gonna be number 3. fineokay able to take down Callus on the backside, but Deathwalker still just doing it. He gets rooted and tickled by the mid lane mage. Andy, level 8, forced into the beach to get away from the slow, but Wlfy shoots him anyway. Andy dies for the 3rd time this game.
The Sentinel was on cooldown. Easy pickings, 2-for-1 trade, trading out their support Callus for the jungler Homiefe and the mid Andinster. Team Rival are up 7-1.
Wow.
And they're up almost 5,000 gold here, about 4.5. 9 minutes in without a single gold fury to their name.
I was just going to say, I think you left out the most important number there, which is 9 minutes on the clock. This is 9 minutes in, and Team Rival are just doing whatever they want. It's incredible.
We always talk about how North America and Europe metas just are always different.
iceicebaby jumps over the top, looking for Vetium, finds a little bit thanks to the zigzag, but Homiefe gonna chase him out just a little bit, bringing the jungler down to half HP.
Most of these ultimates from Soar have purely been used defensively just to survive these encounters, and now Team Rival around the 9.5 minute mark trying to force the issue around this goal here. Vote getting caught out by the Fear No Evil, but he has backup available.
I love the play and the long-range control. Vote takes down Homiefe. Wow. Just wow. Team Rival on a tear. Just doing it, man.
They're not letting Soar breathe for a moment, just being able to constantly get some kills, staggering the deaths, but Callus dying yet again with his ultimate. I'm a monster being channeled. Vetium taking a spill. Deathwalker with his 4th kill already.
Incredible performance out of Deathwalker. 9 kills in total. 3 have a Deathwalker stamp on them in the assist column. 4 more in the kill. iceicebaby takes out Andy. There's number 5 for DW. fineokay falls to the wayside, and with 3 players down for Soar, Team Rival looks directly at the Gold Fury.
Homiefe doesn't even want to contest his Gold Fury, going straight for his speed buff. He's thinking to himself like, all right, we're dying too much. You know what? It's time for me to farm. This is getting too out of control. There's no way I could truly contest this objective without my ultimate. Already 3 levels behind his opposition.
Wow, there's very little to say here, honestly. At the end of the day, Team Rival have just been able to find individual picks across the board. Deathwalker getting a couple of solo kills and then making the transfer over to a couple of different lanes and combining with his tether and the very important slows at a very key point in time. Osiris is extremely potent right now at this 10-11 minute mark, especially with a lead, because players don't have the winged blade just yet to get away from that slow, and, well, nobody buys sprint.
Especially once you're maxing out the tether. Because you're behind so many levels, your abilities don't have the base damage compared to your opponents. But only that, with Deathwalker maxing out his tether, he's basically mitigating any sort of damage output from his opposition. He's able to 1v3, 1v4, and still survive.
There's the ultimate out of the Fear No Evil. Deathwalker going to be brought down low. A kill on him would be big, but coulda, shoulda, woulda. Deathwalker instead just walks away. In fact, walks away from his own death.
The rest of his teammates have finally showed up around the corner. Teleport not available for the Broken God to be able to get back around this Fire Giant. Portal Demon could be looked at here. Homiefe taking a lot of damage, but it's Jigz that got jumped on, and with the abduct and the poisons, that's going to be another kill.
Love how they just watch how it goes down. Vote NBK looking like he's at a shooting rally. Andinster falls down for the 5th time this game. Fire Giant Jr. going to be the target. Rival pick up the portal. Meanwhile, Deathwalker dealing with a tower on the right side. He'll be able to defend that no problem.
There's just no stopping Team Rival. The difference between this North America and European winners that are going to Masters are just looking completely lopsided here.
They're looking lopsided. They're looking something. They're looking for success. Soar Gaming, no slouch. They come through with fineokay, who looked very strong during the regular season. And then the mid lane tower does get defended by Soar. Team Rival still significantly in the lead by about 7,000 gold, give or take. We're looking more at almost 10, to be honest with you. The grouping up by Team Rival here in the mid lane. They're 4 men strong, one coming out of the base, and they're looking for it. We'll listen on with Team Rival as they aggress on the Soar.
Batz is trying to flank.
Push,
Yeah, just keep pushing, keep pushing. I can like blink out from the back.
Okay. I'm sitting in the back.
That's Batz jump. I'm gonna go.
Let's go. Go down. There we go. Keep going. Your boys are mid. Keep going. Cap behind. Watch out for cap.
Yo, what division are you guys?
Okay, can someone help me here?
I'm grabbing him.
Careful.
My ult is down, my
ult
ult is down.
you. He did.
He's rooted. Nice.
Push mid lane, boys.
Take
Push
this.
mid lane.
Okay.
Just
Get
push
this
mid tower.
back.
Yeah, get this back.
Just
It doesn't really matter at this
Let's
point.
group up, push right lane.
Like this game was over like 7 minutes ago.
Guys,
Like the moment
guys.
we entered this, like.
Let's group up, push right.
Yeah, group up, push right.
After specking ban face, the game is over.
Yeah,
No.
after this
From the
pick-
moment these bots created the lobby. Game was
Wow,
over.
dude. Wow.
From the moment we created the lobby, the game was over. Talk about confidence, baby.
Rival are a totally different team from Season 3
Oh
after.
my God.
I love the confidence.
Yo, hearing Team Rival shout across the way to their opponent, hey, yo, what division are you guys? That, I don't know, man. I don't know. That is a pleasure.
Some spicy pickup game basketball trash
Yeah.
talk right there,
Yeah,
honestly.
this is a lot of fun. And you know what? Team Rival, they're playing this like it's a pickup game. They're making this look easy. And I say that with respect to Soar. This is a great team. Homiefe could be considered one of the best junglers in the world. Andinster has had a fantastic season in mid lane. Vetium is literally a person that has been at finals at Worlds. Jigz, no slouch himself. And Team Rival just making mincemeat out of these legends of the SPL.
Don't forget, Andinster winning the Season 1 Worlds as well. So despite having the experience on the side of Soar, they're just a little bit discombobulated here against Team Rival. They're not really ready for this kind of aggressive opening start that Team Rival implemented in the second game.
Listen, man, the year, the time, the era of the old guard is over. It's time to see some new blood. It's time to see some new victors. And Team Rival are those players. They're coming through. They've put in the work. Ladies and gentlemen, it's 15 minutes in, and Team Rival are leading by 17 kills.
So many kills and 13,000 gold. Like, there's so many times when I play Smite, I'm just thinking to myself, like,
Do it, Vote.
that we can basically come back, you know, like, don't F6 this time around. Like, we can come back, but if I was in a rank game and I saw this kind of a deficit for me and my squad, I'd be thinking to myself, like, my finger's getting really close to that F6 button.
Listen, man, Rival, they take the gold jury one more time. It's still only 16 minutes in. And Rival are playing this like it's 30 minutes and they have a 30,000 gold lead. Ain't no care in the world. I loved listening to the devolution, if you will, of the comms. This game was over 7 minutes ago. No. This game was over after P's and B's. No. This game was over when we showed up. That's the type of confidence and swagger that I want to see out of the new blood, the new crowd. It's Season 4 of the SPL, and Team Rival are picking up the torch, and they're walking towards Masters.
I mean, they got everything going for them here, honestly, up top. They got 10 relics to the 7 from Soar. They got so many levels, so much gold to have the itemization that they really want. In order for Soar to get back into this one, they need to win not only one lottery ticket, but they're going to need to win a second in a row.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit rough here for Soar if they have any intention of taking this to a game 3. Team Rival starting up the Fire Giant, bringing it down to about 90%. And he's going to back. No intention of stopping what's going on right here. fineokay looking for a little bit of farm. Oh, man. Soar, have they thrown in the towel?
Well, they're not even truly contesting this fire giant.
They know it's happening, but they're not even giving it a shot.
I can't tell if they have any vision around it. Doesn't look like they have any sort of wards, but if they even step around that area, 2 members from Rival can completely obliterate most of Soar anyway. So having Deathwalker lead the charge with his build, now confident enough to go for Hide of the Urchin after Mystical Mail, after Pestilence has been completed, knowing that they're going to win all these team fights.
Here comes fineokay. He'll stop one player, get zigzag, gets shot, and there's 1 stack for the Hide of the Urchin. Deathwalker claims another. 7 for the solo laner.
20-2 reads the death counter. Team Rival getting the objective. Vote having his back turned with Callus, gonna get hit by that root crush. Doesn't even matter with the kind of regen with this late game buff. Andinster looking for some poke on the side, slightly off the mark with a root crush, barely tickling iceicebaby.
Deathwalker still leading the charge. Callus gonna take a little bit of a stun. Good defensive set out of Soar here to stop the onslaught onto the right side. Phoenix still, Ice jumps on forward. Deathwalker one more time leading the charge. Homiefe is being zoned out by himself. Deathwalker taking some of the damage by fineokay, but it's not a big deal. The Phoenix goes down.
Right side, Phoenix has been demolished. Blinking in is Homiefe, trying to find the broken guard, but he's so tanky. All 8 missing fragments and almost a missing life from Homiefe. 1 snipe hits, 2 off the mark. 3rd one, Vote only finding the mid mage.
And the mid Phoenix is going to be the next target, not yet being aggressed on just yet. Now finally a little bit of opening, and the mid Phoenix goes down easy peasy, no problem whatsoever. Team Rival move over to the last Phoenix.
Team Rival have now received the true power from energy. The confidence is just overwhelming. We can clearly see this out of this European squad.
Yeah, I mean, these guys have been out of control. 21 on the kill column. And if I can predict the future, I think that will go up before the Titan falls. Left side Phoenix just barely alive. And fineokay doing his best to try and stop the onslaught out of Vote. Big stun coming out on top of him, but it's not that big a deal. Vote gets 1, Vote gets 2. That's a fantastic play out of the Hunter. And Wlfy picks up Jigz. All the while on the backside, Wlfy trying to deal, stand still, lets his teammates deal with it. That's an F6. It's DW, Deathwalker, the Croatian sensation, and the rest of his squad taking it out. They will be your #1 seed.
Congratulations, Team Rival. You definitely deserve it. After Season 3, you're now looking like a strongest team in contention here heading into Masters.
What a fantastic Gauntlet performance. These guys were perhaps not the lowest of the low, but I don't think many people out there had this squad being the LAN victors here this weekend, and by every step, they have absolutely earned it.
Well, if you're not familiar with these players from Team Rival, get used to them because they're here and they're here to stay.
Yeah, the players backstage have been talking about how strong these guys are. When you look at Deathwalker, when you look at Wlfy, and you look at iceicebaby, those 3 players are absolutely at the top of their game. They look like some of the best players in the world. And with this victory here at LAN, now they've got the credentials to prove it.
So much work being done by Team Rival.
It's been a long time coming, and they finally take one down. Let's break it down with everybody at the desk.
There you go. There you have it. Team Rival, they are your victors here at the Spring Gauntlet. What an impressive run by them. And I think that the thing that I think is so cool to watch is just that every member of the team just had a phenomenal performance all weekend long. It wasn't one guy carrying them every single game. Everyone just seemed to have a turn to be the star this weekend.
Everyone had a time to shine. Jesus, I'm terrible with the names, but the ADC, Vote. He shined. Obviously, just those snipes on Scylla was ridiculous. No time to even breathe. The man was like
running for cover, but no cover to be found there. I mean, just another dominant performance here. Was this just all momentum, or was the draft that much better than Soar's?
A little bit of both, to be completely honest. Probably more draft than what it was momentum, but Rival just looking completely like a well-oiled machine, just clockwork, time and time again. You see Ice running into the jungle, consistently picking up the ganks. You see Deathwalker following up, no problems asked. Callus with the consistent setups, combining with Wlfy, and then Vote MBK just being Vote. He was absolutely going off on Ram.
I think my favorite part about these replays that we're going to have is that everyone from Rival is going to show up on these, just all over the place. Everyone had their time to shine, and whenever you want to come out and really impress and really show that you are one of these top teams, this is exactly what you need to happen.
And it's just phenomenal all around. I couldn't be more pleasantly surprised to see this team from where they were 1 year ago to where they are now. It's just absolutely incredible watching them develop into one whole unit that just prospers.
One whole unit that is the #1 seed coming out of your Gauntlet. They've got a lot of work to do, though, before Masters, as does every team, basically. A lot of those top seeds across the world are going to be coming here to our studios in Atlanta at the end of the month. But man, you know the likes of LG, Eager, Obey, Dignitas, they're all watching Team Rival to see what exactly they can bring. Great stuff out of them all weekend long. Let's take a look at the stats, see exactly how this game broke down, just all over the place. Rival on top of Soar.
The numbers are a little bit one-sided, but I mean, it was self-explanatory. Everybody was playing lights out. When everybody's playing synced out like that, I mean, they're just gonna win a game within surrender.
Unfortunately enough, Soar just fell so far behind so early on. It was just unable to have that comeback factor, because when you've got the bots and the Terra just falling so far behind, it is incredibly difficult to acquire farm. And kudos to Rival again on that, because it wasn't even just the unison from Rival, it's just the consistent fighting. The fact that you had Deathwalker hitting level 16 before the 16-minute mark. Like, my man's was literally farming more than a level a minute. And that's just absolutely insane when you consider how much brawling Rival kept doing. And when you're not even worrying about farm from the creep waves, it's just nuts.
It's open season basically for all of Team Rival, and they're the champions of the Spring Gauntlet land, and all of them are standing by with FDOT.
Thanks a lot, Aggro. I'm standing right here, Deathwalker I'm going to be talking to, but I thought it was really important to just show everybody, Kalas, I will hit you, show everybody that this was a full team real win here. Deathwalker, talk to me a little bit about the grind that you guys have made since way back when as a unit.
Just scrims every day, man. Practicing against the best teams every day, consistently. Actually doing well against them, but never really transitioned that into the SPL. I think that the SPL nerves were the biggest problem, actually, as a unit. Obviously, individually, you know, we still weren't ready. But as a team, you know, the nerves really didn't get to us this LAN. Like, I think we were all relaxed after like 3 minutes of game 1.
Well, it wasn't, so it's very important. It wasn't your first go. You've been here to LAN before. Yeah. What's the biggest difference between this Gauntlet LAN and some of your previous performances here?
This time we came in with a plan. Unlike the last one where all we had was a sheet of paper, just piece of paper like from a notebook. And it just said, Wlfy is dumb idiot. That was our plan for that LAN. And this time we have a lot more. We have Cococanult into Loki decoy. We have what else do we have?
We have Kalas, 0-12, Kronos ADC.
Yeah, Kalas 1 and 12 Kronos ADC. We have Kalas Zeus support, 0 and 20. Oh yeah. Kalas doing more damage than Vote in most of our scrims. 7-minute long scrims as well.
Well, you had this game was over. I was listening to you guys. We had to listen in while you guys were saying, yeah, this game was over at 7 minutes. The game was over when you guys made the lobby. You guys seem to have a lot of fun in comms, and I think that's a big part of what allows you to be successful. Talk to me a little bit about the team dynamic and what keeps you guys so happy.
I think it's because we're really good friends. We've been together for over I think a year right now. Just really good. Everyone has really good relations with each other. We constantly play, even outside of Smite, we play games together, and just building up synergy.
Yeah, it's one of the more important things is I think being together as a unit and being able to go ahead. It just becomes easier to play the game at that point.
Being comfortable with each other is the most important thing.
Yeah, you ever have those moments where you guys can sort of read what the plan is without even communicating it?
Yeah, that happens a lot, honestly. Sometimes we don't even say anything and it works out just fine. For example, Ice Gang solo lane, and I would tank the tower for him without him even saying it, because I know he wants to go for the kill and it's low HP.
Yeah, that's the sort of thing that you get from a long time together. I really like to talk about how important it is that you guys have really stuck through thick and through thin. You've got your coach now, AJ. Why don't you talk to me a little bit about what Jackal has been doing for you guys?
Who's that? Why do you have a rival shirt?
This is the coach, Alpha Jackal.
I don't know why I've got this on.
So Deathwalker, give me a serious one for 1 minute.
All right.
How does he help you guys out?
Let's say 50% is like him doing the spreadsheets, keeping track of all the stats of our scrims, and at the end of every scrim, he just tells us what we could have done to win that game. Obviously, it's easy to just say the draft was wrong, but you know, if it's not, blaming the draft is kind of dumb. So when he says what we actually did wrong, we should work on that in the next game or next set of scrims. He also tells us what we should work on, like individually, or picks we should practice.
So he's the one that lets you play Opwash?
Yeah. I mean, my whole team and him, yeah.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We say that all the time here, and you guys certainly are the opposite of broken. You guys are the winners here at the Gauntlet LAN. One last question. How does it feel going from where you used to be to now walking out of the Gauntlet #1?
It feels great. Last time we were at LAN, we just won 1 out of how many games? Like 14, something like that. It was really bad. And it feels awful when you lose. It's just... and now after winning, you just feel so much relaxed. So much more relaxed. Like even after we won yesterday, I think, we were like all went to McDonald's, which is pretty close to the hotel.
McDonald's? Are you going to celebrate with McDonald's?
I mean, it was pretty late. It was like 10, right?
Well, hopefully you guys get a better dinner tonight as you are the victors here at Gauntlet LAN. Anything you want to say to the folks at home before we go?
Thanks to all the people that support us. Shoutouts to all the fans. Shoutouts to these dudes. You know, they're good. Maybe. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Deathwalker and the rest of Rival, your Gauntlet victors. We'll send it back to Ryan and everybody else at the desk for one last thought.
Thank you very much, Tom. And again, congratulations to Team Rival. They just have so much fun, and it's very clear that synergy has really helped them get to where they are now, which is right on top of the Gauntlet. Let's take a look at the bracket and see how they got here. They went up against Soar in the finals. Across the top, that's how Soar got there. Oxygen Supremacy made a phenomenal run out of the Challenger Cup before being stopped by one of the top teams in North America. On the bottom side, Rival, they were waiting for Elevate. That was a very close set, Taco. And really, these 2-1 victories were littered throughout Rival's run.
And it's very obvious that Rival certainly had to work for their victories, and overall, just excellent job by them.
And then what did they play for? A spot at Masters. Let's take a look at that bracket and see how that's how it's going to shake down. Just some straight up bracket play. Energy, they're going to face off against LG Direwolves right off the bat, and then the winner of that sees Obey Alliance. Good luck there, man. That's going to be amazing. Team Rival, what they get for winning? A matchup with Luminosity right off the bat in the quarterfinals. A lot of great stuff coming to Masters. I can't wait to see how all these teams shake out. Dig against Soar as well. I mean, there's a lot of great matches here, Chapo.
I mean, yeah, all across the board. Obey has been looking amazing. LG, they're starting to build synergy with Baskin. Baskin's looking crazy.
Yeah.
All around, it just looks amazing teams left and right.
They're all over the place. That's what I mean. Like, you're like, oh man, Energy might have to play Obey. That stinks. And then, oh wait, Rival has to go up against, you know, like what is going on here? There's just so many great teams. There's no more easy matchups once you get to Masters. It's all about how you can make it happen. Talking about LG Direwolves, though, we've got something coming up for the OPL on their end. They're opening up their summer split with a LAN called IEM. That's going to be LG Direwolves. They are going to be there along with Avant-Garde, Darksided, and Legacy. So May 6th through the 7th, right after that Smite Masters LAN, you can catch that in Sydney, Australia.
And Sydney, Australia is a pretty beautiful place from the pictures that I've seen. Certainly a LAN to look out for if you're in the area.
Without a doubt, you can catch that on the website, all these sorts of good information there. We also have a lot of stuff that you can do just at home. You don't have to make the trip all the way to Australia to see some excellent Smite or even play some excellent Smite yourself. Double everything going on right now. That means double XP, double Worshippers, double Favor. You just watched Deathwalker play Opwash solo. Now it's time to grind into rank 10 with those double Worshippers.
You ready to squad up tonight? I'm trying to get in on this.
Of course, man. I'm trying to look like Wlfy.
Chapo, you in?
I'm going to sleep.
It's been a long weekend.
It's been a long weekend.
It's been a long weekend for all of us here, but we got one more promo for you. 25% off that Gentleman's Chest, so you got a lot of great stuff, as well as that Spring Split Pass. No worries about that. It's all about all the savings that you can get after this phenomenal land that we had all weekend long. Now we got a little bit of a break right now. This week is going to be a little bit bare, I would say, but if you can hold out until Friday, the console Spring Split Finals, they're going to be happening here this weekend, Friday through Sunday, and then of course Masters the weekend after that. Thank you so much for joining us here all weekend long from everybody here at hi-rez, all the players that came down, the casters, the production staff. We had a great time putting on a show for you. We hope you have a great Easter, and we'll see you again on Friday.